So you have the ship of your dreams, but really wish that it could be customized to suit your needs a bit more?
It's a bit early for us to sort of talk about the different modules because we haven't really sort of shown all that stuff fully off. The UK studio is sort of heading up putting that modularity stuff together, and they're actually doing some pretty cool stuff that we'll be pretty excited to show you.
What you just saw there were the first concept art we've gotten from Foundry 42 of the modular Cutlass.
A lot of people ask us questions, why are you redoing all of those ships? And most of the time, it's either for modularity or for damage tech.
This is the Endeavor, our upcoming science ship currently in development. We gave our backers a little sneak preview of it at Dragon Con. This is not the finished version of the ship, but we're getting close. We're developing the different pods, making a few changes to the front section. And once that's done, along with the design for all of our different science options, we'll be putting it up on the site. So keep watching.
I heard fishing instead of finishing.
Well, it actually involves some fishing. So
Maybe that's why.
Thanks, guys. On this week's ATV Behind the Scenes, we wanted to take a look at the Endeavor science pods that are set to add all kinds of new gameplay to Star Citizen.
the Explorer, which separates from the rest of the ship to, say, explore a star's corona, travel into an asteroid field.
And then we have the particle accelerator.
The particle accelerator ties into the overclocking mechanic that Chris described very early on. You will fly them off into space, get them to the right place in the green band of a star, and you'll grow your crops.
And the medical modules.
Yes, so the Hope class, and this has gone back and forth internally. We've said, oh, we're going to do a separate hospital ship, no, we're going to convert this one, and so on. Part of the idea is building the ship of your dreams. We sell the base ship, and you can pick up individual modules. We sell a couple of pre-configured versions that we think will be profitable, viable ships in the verse, but it's your adventure.
Modules will likely start coming online in-game after Arena Commander 2.0 launches. We do not have a specific date or patch to announce yet.
So the whole front of the ship has 4 modules that in time we'll be able to replace with, from what we have now, which is cargo modules, to maybe an additional habitation module for more crew, or weapon modules that carry missiles. So we have the opportunity to really customize this ship from a player standpoint.
We've got these things sort of working internally, but we haven't got the nice, something working internally in development is quite often a long way away from being player facing and player ready.
From my side of things, from the side of things here in the marketing, the promotion and stuff like that, it's prudent on our end when we ask for things to let that player facing modular system develop a bit more before we start making the requests from our end. Hey, can we do this? Can we do that? Kind of stuff like that. I just think it's the responsible thing to do on our end.
Yes, medical gameplay and its design is ready to step back into the spotlight this month with the addition of our next concept ship to Star Citizen. Let's go to the ship teams in our Foundry 42 UK studio and let them introduce us to the brand new Apollo medical ship from Roberts Space Industries.
Switching these beds out, is that standard with any Apollo?
It's just the tier 3 ones at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how we're gonna plan on that. That's one for the marketing department to decide on. The stopping point has always been, up until now, and still a little bit now, that everything inside an object container can't talk to the vehicle that it's within, which has stopped like Retaliator modules from progressing, because we needed to have the missile launchers inside the object container so it could all be swapped out with the entire bay. But we've got the groundwork for that now. Next quarter we can hopefully do a little bit more. The biggest hurdle is really just the art debt from having to go back to these old ships and put them all in the right place, or make space for them on ships that perhaps were never envisaged to have these items inside them. So the code will be done sooner than the art.
No, the work for that is actually scheduled in the upcoming quarter. Whether it's going to release in that quarter is not for me to say now.
Yes.
The tech for having swappable rooms is being
well, it is on the schedule for early next year. The Retaliators will be the first ones to have it proved out, because we have all the assets all there waiting and ready. And then once that's done, been in the game for a cycle, and we found any issues with it, we can start going and look at the other ships with it, that sort of stuff. We, in the near future, are putting the vehicle tech team on actually doing the tech to allow this, and we're going to start with the Retaliator, and they are simply working on the tech first, and we want to get that functional, and then we will work out when we release the actual modules. They may not be the same time frame. You may get the tech in first and then spend a quarter or two working on those modules because they were done quite a long time ago. They're like the seats are not quite to the current standards. So thing that the Retaliator has is the customizable room modules, and there's a cargo module front and back, a dropship module at the front. They were all brought up to current standards, so when modularity comes on as a swappable item, they are good to go. That's where we're at with the first gold standard ships. Obviously going to go through all the ships, but we are going to focus on the ones that feature heavily in Squadron 42 first, and then we will roll on to your favourite ship afterwards.
Why does John Crewe look like he wants to die anytime someone mentions the Endeavour?
I don't know. It's just something about that ship. Maybe it's the space farming ship that gets to me, or the absolute headache I know is going to hit us for because it was before my time at the company. The absolute headache we're going to have with the modularity on it. The people that are best suited to doing it are unfortunately the people that are looking at server meshing, because they're ironically the people that made the object containers and a lot of the original pipe system code.
Yeah. Player-facing ship modularity? Question mark?
The people working on it were reprioritized onto other squadron work, so no progress since I last talked about it.
The team that was going to work on it was the vehicle tech team. That those of you who pay attention to the roadmap updates will see they were rebranded and reformed to the Arena Commander feature team. So naturally, doing like core vehicle tech is not particularly part of their remit anymore. That transitioned to the vehicle feature team. So we had a look at what was planned to be done, and around the same time as we were doing that, EUPU started working on resource network. Any of the work that we would have done for the modularity from VTT or VFT, we probably could have like rushed it through, got it in now, and then we'd have to have redone it all anyway when resource network comes online. So the work they're doing for resource network should, as far as I'm aware, and from all the meetings I've sat in and been part of, allow us to do that out the gate. So yep, the assets, they're all still there. They're all just waiting for the underlying tech.
Yeah.
The RSI Galaxy is a multi-role vessel with true modularity that has different sections of the middle of the ship that can be changed out to support significant and real gameplay loops.
So what did we learn this week? Well, we learned that specialized vehicles will always have their place in the persistent universe, but that a more rounded multi-role experience might just be what's needed out there in the less civilized regions. That the Galaxy isn't just the Connie's big brother, but a return of player-facing modularity and potential harbinger for that system's future development. Potential harbinger for future development.